जय जय राम, जय जय राम, जय जय राम, जय जय राम।
एक शब्द में कितना सुख है, राम में रम कर देखो। एक शब्द में कितना सुख है, राम में रम कर देखो। सब देखोगे अंतर मन में, राम को क्षण भर देखो। सब में राम ही राम समाए, सब में राम ही राम समाए। क्या हीरा क्या कंकर, राम नाम के दो अक्षर से तैर गए हैं पत्थर। बिगड़ी बात बना देते हैं, राम नाम दो अक्षर। राम नाम के दो अक्षर से तैर गए हैं पत्थर।
जय जय राम, 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 जय जय राम।
जिनके मन में राम है चारों धाम उन्हीं के समझो। जिनके मन में राम है चारों धाम उन्हीं के समझो। शुद्ध सरल जिनके हृदय है, राम उन्हीं के समझो। शबरी के झूठे बेरों को, शबरी के झूठे बेरों को राम खा गए हंसकर। राम नाम के दो अक्षर से तैर गए हैं पत्थर। बिगड़ी बात बना देते हैं, राम नाम दो अक्षर। राम नाम के दो अक्षर से तैर गए हैं पत्थर।
राम हे राम, राम।
सहनौ भवतु, सहनौ भुनक्तु, सह वीर्यं करवावहै। तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Yes, Gunjan?
Hari Om, ma'am. I have a question that why are we not sensitive towards our own pain, which is the result of our actions? Like why Valmiki ji's own experience as a bandit was not enough to realize his own wrongdoing
Acclimatization.
to
You
the
can-
situation.
You can recognize only when there's a contrast, right? So unless there's a contrast, how do you recognize anything? So you're so acclimatized to it. The slum dweller living in the slum is okay. But if he goes and sees somebody's very beautiful house, then he starts becoming uncomfortable. The village dweller is very okay with his village. But when he comes and he sees the mall here, then he says, I want to also go to the mall. So why do we not understand our pain? Because we have no point of comparison. That is why satsang is important, knowledge is important. All these things give us points of comparison. We are all very happy with our inefficiency, right? Do we recognize how inefficient we are, how little we are able to sort of obtain, or, like, what is our productivity level? So low. We're okay with it. What is our love level? So low. We're okay with it. What is our concern with matters of importance? Very low, but we're okay with it. Until you see somebody more loving, more clear, more productive, then you begin to say, oh my God, I have a long way to go. Otherwise, you're very content. You say, oh, look, I'm so good. I do so much karma yoga. You see somebody better than you. You have to be with people who are better. Now, somebody like Jayashree has a major problem in life. She doesn't know. She does a lot of work. She works from morning to night. Now, how will she know that there is some lacuna in her work? She has to first find somebody who does better job than her. Now, she's not finding anyone. Then she will say, look how smart I am. So she has a problem. The rest of us don't have a problem because we can compare to her. You can say she has a real problem. Okay, Gunjan. So in one word, so much explanation. One word answer is acclimatization. Lack of any contrast.
So to understand our own pains, so we have to find contrast in our lives through books or
Find a happy person.
okay.
Oh my God. These people are so happy. How come they are happy and I'm not? There has to be something. There has to be knowledge. There has to be a book. There has to be a person. There has to be something. These people are having a great time. I'm not.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Jayashree, no problem. All right. Thank you. Yes, Deepraj.
So we say that the I that persists throughout your entire life and throughout the three states of consciousness, that is the self. But that is our like a pointer because that's still conditioned I always.
That you recognize, yeah.
Yeah, so it is still not the self, or is it?
It is the self, but
Yeah.
remember that example of the bulb that's covered with a yellow paper or a red cellophane paper. You're seeing red light. You're saying, is that the light? Yes, it is. Is it the yellow light? Yes, it is. And I'm seeing it red. Yes, you are. So is this the same yellow? How can you say the red light is the yellow light? But it is. मैं क्या करूं? It is the same light. There's no difference in that. But you don't have access to see it because you have covered it.
Yeah, so it's still like we can never see the uncovered light till we get rid of the covering.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
But are
Thank
you
you.
seeing it? Yes, you are seeing it.
Yes.
You can't
We're
recognize.
seeing, yeah, we're seeing the light conditioned by the covering. Always.
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 Yes, Ganesh?
Hari Om Janki ji, I have a question with regard to that formula which we spoke about last class. So we have thought plus object plus Brahman. So my thing is, first question, this is a theory of creation. Is this just a formula to assuage the devotee's mind? That is,
I wouldn't say to assuage the devotee's mind. It is more to assuage the intellectual's mind. The devotee will not listen to this.
okay.
The
So
intellectual will put up questions. Yeah.
so this is just to assuage our mind. Thank you so much, ma'am. So I think the second question is meaningless, but I'll still ask. So if the sun goes behind the cloud, we can't see the sun. So the thought is there, but the object is hidden. So this formula does not hold true, right?
Why not? Wait, are you talking about an object or you're talking about the sun?
Any object, if I'm taking it to, maybe it's there in front of me, I'm taking it to another room. The thought is there, but the object is gone.
So perception is gone.
So that means, as per the formula, it doesn't exist.
Not to your perception, yes. It's not, as far as you're concerned, where is it?
I'm tough to.
Yes, I mean, it's the same thing, the formula applies, right? You will have a perception, you will see the object only under the following conditions. The object is there, number one. Number two, you have a thought of the object in your mind. Okay, so if the object is removed, you won't see it. If the thought is removed, also you won't see it. If you go to sleep, the object is there, but you've gone to sleep, you still won't see it. So perception will only happen if both these things simultaneously exist.
So the formula is very clear. It doesn't go anything beyond that or after that, right?
Yeah.
So daydreaming, all of that is not does not hold true.
Karan also tried to bring that up, but I don't think we should go there, because first let's settle with this. We can talk about it later, or I don't know if everyone's clear up to this point. Then when you're daydreaming, when you're dreaming, forget daydreaming, when you're dreaming, day or any other, the mind and the object have changed. Like in your dream, for instance, when you are sleeping, the dreamer's mind and the dream object have to simultaneously exist. Right? So when you switch the states, you have to take a different mind and a different object. But this is complicated and it's not necessary as far as this is concerned. This we are talking about waking state. How is it there for our creation? When the thought is there, object is there, and Brahman is there, then the creation.
So this is a very practical formula, right? It doesn't go anything beyond. Just to answer the question to intellectual's mind, why do we see a certain thing? Right? It doesn't go anything beyond that or after that.
Right? Whatever we want to do beyond that, we will do in the next chapter.
And one more thing. So Swamiji has not spent a lot of time on this chapter, right? And I think I'm just sharing this. Is it because he doesn't want us to get into this intellectual gymnastics, right? Because this can get, he focuses more time on practical Vedanta than this, right? I think he has shared his thoughts on this a lot.
Yes. And also next chapter, when you read it, you will realize that this whole chapter has been negated anyway.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, so shall we proceed? Oh, where were we? We had to do that summary, right? So two hands clapping will make a sound. There's no sound of a one hand clap. Okay? Or you can have two fingers. So what was this? When I was a child, they used to do this. Two fingers have to hit. But even then you need two hands. Right? So two hands clapping will make a sound. Positive and negative sparks. If it's just a positive, if it's just a negative pole, there's no electricity. The spark will only come if the two meet. Then the froth and foam of the ocean exists because two waves collide. Otherwise, where is there froth and foam? It cannot exist. So he's just giving us examples to show how it takes these two to create the nature of the world. And beyond it all is the oneness. The ocean example is beautiful because you get the sense of duality, which is on the surface, and the singularity, which is below the surface. So you get the sense of Dvaita and you get the sense of Advaita, both. It takes two to make that this world exist, but it is based in a single, all-pervading Brahman. And these two, which you think are two, are truly only one. The wave number one, what is it? It is water. Wave number two, what is it? It is water. When they clash, the froth and foam they create, what is it? It is water. What is the base and substratum of it? Is water. So that same ocean, that one singular ocean, makes for all the complexities of this world. If you don't have this example, it becomes very, very difficult for us to grasp this idea. How do you even grasp the idea? How can you say the one creates the many? That's not possible. And yet somehow that's how it works. So you will know that bhajan, right? Ekatu Rama, Anekatu Rama. You are one, O Ram, and you are the many, O Ram. So how does this work? When you look at it from the stance of Brahman, there's only oneness. When you look at it from the stance of the manifestations, there's a multitude. Like how the one sun becomes the many when it's reflected. Right? So that's what we did. Now we have to do the fourth point. Who will read the fourth point?
I can read. The world projected upon Brahman is like a pattern of cloth woven from cotton. The pattern is made up of the warp and wool. The warp and wool are like the subject mind and object world. The combination makes the pattern, produces the phenomenal world. Just as cotton pervades the warp and wool, the entire pattern, so does Brahman pervade everything everywhere. It just gives a illustration of the singularity and the duality.
Very good. Did you read every word woof as wool? Did the whole class see that? And that was fantastic because it is a great example of
Perception.
perception. He knows the word wool. So he says the word wool, though what is written is woof. This is what we do all the time. This is a common human trait. And now he has given us a beautiful example in class. But please realize that every time anyone does anything, in another man's fate, I weep my own. You've got to get how every one of us is only seeing what is in our minds.
So essentially, we all live in our head.
Absolutely. We don't, even in class, I don't know if you realize how many people are not hearing a single word. They are only repeating what they already know. And I hope you will remember this example because this epitomizes the human condition. We just can't hear anything beyond it. That is why learning is so difficult. And that is why you have to catch hold of a young child and quickly teach them whatever you want to teach them. Because even once they have crossed some 10, 11, even they are go a lot out of abilities. So one of the things that Vedanta does is really teaches you how to listen. Really pay attention to what is being said. It is impossible. And the best example of that is, of course, my wonderful maid, who gives me endless examples of it on a daily basis. She can't hear it. If I tell her do X, she will do a Y, which she knows of before. And that is how we all are. And as we grow older and older, we become more and more, I don't know what, jacrofied or something. You can't catch hold of an elderly person and teach them anything. Can't be done. They will teach you because nothing is going in. Things can only come out now. So be very, very careful. This includes the speaker. Every one of us has to be very alert that we are reading, hearing what the person is saying, not what I know. So the wharf and the woof. I don't know if you've seen a cloth. See any piece of cloth. Can you see this piece of cloth? There is this thread that are in this direction, and there are threads that go in this direction. This is known as the warp and the woof. I mean, the warp and the woof, or maybe the other way. I don't know which way. So the warp and the woof make up the cloth. So basically, how do you make a cloth? Have you ever seen cloth making? There is cotton. That cotton becomes a very, very thin kind of thread, and that thread is then woven together. So some, they do clack, 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 they go. So what is happening? Basically, these are crossing each other. So that one cotton became that one thread, which was the warp. And the same cotton became another string, which was the woof. And these two were interlinked. And then you have a cloth. So how the warp and the woof make up a cloth? So that cotton has pervaded, right? It was there as cotton. It was there as a string. It was there as the cloth. It's pervaded this whole thing. Similarly, Brahman, the original singularity, became the subject and the object. And they too have created the sense of perception or creation. That combination is what makes the pattern of the phenomenal world. Like cotton pervades the cloth, Brahman pervades this entire experience. The truth, the reality is here with us all the time. It's not gone anywhere. That's why they say, the Upanishadic statement was Satyameva Jayate. Remember, Satyameva Jayate is supposed to be our country's motto. Satyameva Jayate. Jay, victory, is in truth alone. It's an Upanishadic statement. So what does that mean? We look upon it often as if tell the truth and then you will be victorious. Even simple common sense tells you that that's not necessarily true. What it really means is keep your eyes focused on Brahman. And then there is victory. Victory over what? Over your own mind, over your own limited personality. Satyameva Jayate. In Satyam Eva, indeed, or only, is there victory. If you want to come up on top of life, one pointed vision, you can see nothing other than this. What does it mean you can see nothing other than the self? You understand that whatever you see, whatever happens, it's only Brahman. Just as when you see the froth and the foam, you understand it's only water. When you see the waves, you understand it's only water. And if you dive into the ocean also, you find it's only water. No difference. The warp, the woof, only cotton. The ring and the necklace and the earring and the nose ring and the toe ring and the anklet and the bracelet, just gold. When you're able to attune yourself to that, Satyameva Jayate. That's Jaya. There is victory. There is being on top of everything. Yes, Taran?
Yeah, hi, Janki, good morning. So, Janki, I don't know if we can understand the concept of enlightenment with this example or not, in the sense, if we are saying that everything is made up of cotton or thread, but we see cloth, right? That is the perception. Now, the concept of enlightenment is cloth becomes, or moksha, cloth becomes thread, or what means, or what is, or
Yeah,
because the cloth can never become thread, it is always thread. So it can't become, right? So we can't become Brahman in that sense. If this example is extended in the sense that if we are taking the thread, the fabric to be Brahman and cloth to be the perception, right? So the
no,
cloth can never become, it is always that. So the concept of moksha, how we relate to this,
you don't. Because
okay?
every example, as Max Muller has often pointed out, is lending itself only to a particular point of comparison. You can't take it beyond that. If I say Shivaji is like a tiger, for instance, what do I mean? That he's brave, he's valorous, he can fight his enemies. Then you can't tell me where are the stripes on his back. So every example is only used for one or two points of comparison. The cotton and the um, ocean example here is very good because it not only tells us about the two, it also takes us to the one, which is what we are going to now proceed to. So that's the only extent of this example, to let us understand that idea that though according to you there are two, there is an underlying substratum which is just one. That's all this example is meant to communicate.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Deepraj?
So, the perception of the falsehood always will reflect the perception of the reality, because the falsehood is based upon reality. If we, I mean, look at the snake and rope example. So, the attributes of the falseness, say the world, uh, it has certain attributes that Brahman does not have. And if the claim is Brahman alone exists, then how did those attributes come about?
Wait and watch. This chapter is not meant to explain that. Next chapter, you will find out how it comes. Wait, everybody is in a rush to go to the next chapter. We finished this one quite quickly, actually, considering what a topic we had. Yeah, we'll just start that one. And then all these other questions will get covered. Next two chapters, actually. Yeah, next two. Because the next two chapters are the very essence of Vedanta. Everything else you've studied now so far has only been to prepare us to understand those two chapters. But unfortunately, everybody hasn't done the whole book. So best of luck to all of us in this class. What is going to happen, what kind of confusion will arise, we will soon find out. All right, so is this point clear? Has anybody got any questions on how? Okay, so what is theory of perception? That there is the thought of the object in the mind, there's the attributes of the object in the world. When these two meet in the presence of Brahman, then a perception or creation takes place. Right? And then he gave us examples for this. What were our examples? Example number 1 was quick.
The
Example number 1.
palms.
Clapping of hands.
Very good. Example number 2.
North and south
Electricity
pole.
poles.
Positive, negative.
Very good. Example number 3.
Waves of
The
an
two
ocean.
Waves
waves.
of an ocean.
And example number 4.
Warp and woof.
Very good. So all these examples are to show us how the two create something. The advantage of the last two examples is that
It also explains the singularity of Brahman.
they're very good examples because, like Taran always likes to do, take that example a little forward. So the ocean and the cloth can take this two a little forward into singularity. What is that one ultimate truth? In spite of us seeing the manifold, the manifest, what physics keeps trying? What is the theory of everything? They haven't found it. Vedanta 10,000 years ago said, look, you're not going to find it. But they're still struggling. And 10,000 years later also, we are still not found it. So some people are very optimistic. They're, okay, we haven't found it yet. We may find it after 10,000 years. Okay, all the best. 10,000 years ago, Vedanta said, मिलने वाला नहीं है. ढूंढो कि जितना ढूंढना चाहते हो ढूंढो, पर ढूंढते रह जाओगे because it can't be done. And why it can't be done, we will come to. So who will read the last paragraph of this?
I will, ma'am.
Go ahead, Ganesh.
The Brahman remains ever the supreme reality, absolute, immaculate, unaffected by the projection of the world upon it. Brahman is like space. Space cannot be conditioned, limited, divided. Yet, it is referred to as spot space, room space, inside space, outside space. Nevertheless, space is indivisible, all-pervading entity, not subject to division. Brahman transcends even the subtlety of space. It is ever the illimitable, indivisible, infinite reality, the reality of yourself, your Atman. Realize that you will then realize the illusionary nature of the world and rise above it, become the supreme reality. So, to summarize, Brahman is the supreme reality. The example of space has been given, but it is further said that Brahman is beyond space and it is that supreme reality. And once you realize it, you will rise above the world.
Yes, one more point.
It cannot be conditioned. Brahman cannot be conditioned.
It is not affected, yes. So finally, whether you see the warp and the woof, whether you see the waves. Waves is a good example because you see the waves clash. You've seen waves clash, they'll clash. And all that froth, all that foam, all that noise, all that energy, all that thing is released. When that happens, what has happened to the ocean? Nothing. Like that, Brahman is. There's wars going on, nuclear bombs are being burst, whatever, atom bombs are. What has happened to Brahman? Nothing. My girlfriend left me and I'm crying and I'm weeping and I'm sobbing. What has happened to Brahman? Nothing. My boyfriend no longer is ghosting me. I thought we were doing so well, but he's ghosting me now. What has happened to Brahman? Nothing. Whether it is the war outside or the war inside, what is the effect on Brahman? Nothing. Just as if you put up a wall in your house, what is the effect of that wall on space? Nothing. The example he gives. You say this is outside space, that is inside space, but there's no such thing because your wall cannot divide the space. It's the same space. Space cannot be divided by anything. So you call anything anything. I mean, that space example is another beautiful example, right? You put up some wall. You say this is inside space, outside space. This is very sacred space. It's my puja room. This is not so good. It's the washroom. Whether it's washroom or puja room, what has happened to space? This is a sinner. This is a saint. What has happened to Brahman? Same Brahman, sinner, saint, same Brahman. He's a very bad man. Very good. Brahman, same. So that one Brahman stays ever the same. Like gold in any ornament, it's ever the same. Same gold is there. When you take it to a jeweler, he is not going to value it based on whether it is your Mangal Sutra or whether it is your ring, or he values it purely on how much gold there is. Because he looks at the gold. We all look at, oh no, this is very precious, it's my Mangal Sutra. But this is okay, this is just a earring I got. But for the jeweler, earring or Mangal Sutra, same gold. I mean, whatever the gold value, according to him, is the value of that. So similarly, a sadhak sees only the Brahman. You don't see anything, can't see anything. Either I look at the truth or I'm not interested. Simply not interested. Whatever. The devotee looks at it as the presence of my Lord is here. What else matters? If I'm suffering and in penury and in bad health, my Lord is with me. What else matters? If I am rich and successful and I'm doing so well in life, my Lord is with me. What else matters? Things will come and things will go, but I go on forever. Yes, Taran?
Yeah, hi, Gandhi. So actually, an afterthought came. We were discussing that example of cloth regarding moksha, and we talked about the limitation of that example, right? So similarly, the wave and ocean is also a limited example in the sense wave cannot become ocean.
Wave is the ocean. I mean, it's the same water.
Yeah,
And
means right. Means
energy.
my point of then when we say moksha is like becoming Brahman, you can never become that.
No, this is incorrect.
Okay.
You never become Brahman. Moksha is not about becoming Brahman. You are Brahman. Moksha is recognizing that you're Brahman. You cannot become Brahman. How can you become Brahman?
Yeah.
Impossible. But you already are Brahman.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So it is just realizing that it is you only, right? There is nothing to search for actually. There is nothing to search for.
And yet you have to search.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. Thank you.
हमारे साथ श्री रघुनाथ तो किस बात की चिंता? Yes. Chinta also is only Raghunath. Everything
No,
is.
but here, sorry, but here when we say God is with me or something, that defies this what we just discussed. Why we say with me? When we say with me, then it is always going to be different than me.
This is just language that is
Yeah,
used.
that language then keeps on imprinting on my mind, right? That is going to hypnotize me, right? I think I am Brahman. We should repeat that and try to be like. If we say with, I am always going to be different. I can never realize that I am Brahman. It can never happen.
It will. Everybody is at a certain stage of recognition of the truth. So at every stage, you say different things. Now, if your teacher was speaking to you alone, then that teacher will speak for something for you alone. When somebody is speaking to a whole class, then you talk every language so that everybody is able to take one step forward.
That is the whole point, right? As we discussed sanskaras and all those things, what imprints it carries on life after life. So this is what is happening.
No, that's not
Yeah,
what.
we are imprinting it day and night, day and night, day and night. It is very hard to break it.
That's okay. You don't need to break it. Why are you
The truth
breaking
is still breaking, right?
No. Wait. Just take a care. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, up till the very end, held this thought. And then he realized, so if the nature of a person is bhakta, a devotional, if he needs to feel the love in his heart, we don't want to break that. We want to encourage that. We want people to think of the Lord, whether in their minds it translates as the Lord of their heart, or it translates as the ultimate truth. Both these concepts are only concepts. So, as far as Vedanta is concerned, you can use either, it doesn't matter. Because you just have to strengthen that thought, whatever one appeals to you, strengthen it so much that you can come to the seat of meditation, which means all you have is that thought. And in the seat of meditation, whatever that thought is, and they're all wrong, they will then be dropped. So as of now, all that's happening is we're strengthening the thought, the urge, the desire for that transcendental truth or God or whatever. We don't even want to tell anyone what to call it. You call it what you want. For Ekalavya, it was archery. All that's required for a human being is to come to single pointedness. And then in meditation, you drop it. So Vedanta, most people think of as an iconoclast. No, not at all. Vedanta is not an iconoclast. Vedanta has icons, has no icons, has like everything is okay. यहाँ सब चलता है.
Yeah, I agree to that point that there are stages, but the point what I was coming to is no one is told that even that thought needs to be dropped. So you are just waiting to that to happen. That's it. Means you from my mind. See, there are stages like I do not believe in God. That is fine. Then next stage is okay. I believe a God. He is always with me. That is one stage. Then the next stage is I am Brahman. I agree. Now the change from a disbelief to a belief happens generally because of some incident or some generally a hit or some negative. It is very rare it happens out of curiosity. It is very rare that one moves to that. So, and the thought of with God, that God is different to me, the bhakti. So then that until unless something external happens, which then I will change, right?
No. In philosophy, we don't discuss like that. It's like mathematics. Either 2 plus 2 is 4 or it is not. Generally, so this thing and all, we don't do. A person is free to stay an atheist right up to the last day. Last
Yeah.
day means up to realization. He is not
Right.
called upon to believe.
Correct.
There are some people who are theists. They are not called upon to not believe. All this is immaterial on the path. Do you believe in God or not is immaterial in Vedanta. If you
Yeah,
believe
as
in God,
as an absolute truth, it is fine, right? As a framework, it is fine, right? But what I was coming to is until I hold on to any belief, whether it is like with God or belief or no God, whatever, that how that belief is going to change.
no,
That
but
is
to
the
study
question.
Vedanta,
Sorry?
study with knowledge.
No,
Knowledge is the way. That
so
knowledge can
that's
come to you because of an event.
so if
That
after
knowledge can come to you because of a book. But it is
correct,
knowledge that makes the difference.
correct. So as per Vedanta, the knowledge is I am Brahman.
As per Vedanta, there is nothing you can say over here which is the truth.
No, sorry, I didn't get this piece. We can say nothing. No. That I got. No, I got your point. But point is the perception of the truth. Okay, let it put me that way. The perception of the truth is
So,
I am Brahman.
no, wait. No. Perception of the truth is your own. Vedanta does not interfere. All that Vedanta is concerned with is that you should come to single pointedness on whatever your perception is. I don't care what it is. It could be that God is a monkey. Who cares? God is a monkey. The thought, God is a monkey. If you come to single pointedness and in meditation you drop that thought, you'll be a realizer. So it makes no difference to Vedanta what you say. God is a table. Okay, fine. God is a table. Vedanta doesn't make any distinction in what thought you have. And the reason it cannot make that distinction is because whatever your thought is, it is not true. You say, I am Brahman, that's not true.
Correct.
I mean, in the absolute sense.
Correct. I got it. Yeah. I got it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Different paths will have different viewpoints and challenges and all those things. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so let us do a summary of this chapter. Anyone has any question? Otherwise, we will do a summary of the chapter. Next Saturday, do we have class? What is the date next Saturday? We don't have class, right? Next Saturday? Yagna will be on, isn't it?
No, it's the 22nd.
Oh, okay. So we are supposed to have class next Saturday. So we
Yes.
have to decide whether you want to do group discussion on this or you want to start Maya illusions. What a chapter that is going to be. So let's do it for today now. Finish.
Ma'am, I have one question. The question is that dream part which you told, daydream and dream, that part will be explained in Maya, or is can you explain it here or in this part? Will you take that?
I'm trying to avoid it. I've been trying to avoid it from the beginning of this chapter because it is a unnecessary complication that that comes about. But I'll say it very briefly, but we won't discuss it. Same thing that we said earlier, that when you are in your dream, okay, when you are in a dream, your dream subject and your dream object is now different. So, as far as the theory of perception goes, in your dream, there is a dreamer in the dream subject. In the dream, there is a dream object. When the dreamer has thoughts of the dream object, and that dream object has the qualities of the dream object, perception in the dream will take place. Now, you have shifted a level of consciousness, and therefore your very subject and object have changed.
Okay, ma'am. Same for daydreaming also.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Prakash's iPhone. What is the subtleness of space? What is the subtleness of space means? What does that term mean? There are 5 elements in this world: earth, water, space, air, fire, water, earth. 5 elements. Earth is the grossest of these elements. Subtler than earth is water. Now, why do we say that? Based on how many senses can contact it. So, 5 senses can contact earth. 4 senses can contact water. 3 senses can contact fire. 2 senses can contact air. And only 1 can contact space. So therefore, space is considered to be the subtlest of the 5 elements. Now, because it is the subtlest of the 5 elements, none of the other elements can affect it. That is why wall is what it is, element earth. So element earth cannot affect element space. If it's a puja room or it is a washroom, space has not become affected by it. It cannot. Is that clear?
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Gunjan?
Ma'am, in the beginning of this chapter, it said that we hold different theories within us, and based on that, we respond to situations in our lives. Each one of us holds but some theories, and we are uh, unaware of that. So now, when we have read this chapter about also Vedantic theory of perception, so how can Vedantic theory of perception help us to better respond to the situations now?
Well, it's not meant to help us to better respond, but how it does is because you realize that there are qualities of an object separate from you, right? And if I am not able to see those qualities, is it because, or am I seeing those qualities, or am I superimposing my own? Like Deepraj gave us a wonderful example. He knows the word wool as an association with cloth, but he has not heard of the word woof as a association with cloth. For him, it sounds like what a dog does, I assume. I don't know. So he's thinking in his mind, no, this can't be woof. There's some printing error here. Okay, and so he continues with the word wool. So as he learns the theory of perception, he goes back and says, whatever I think it is. Is it really that? Am I seeing the qualities of the object really? And one of the main things it does is forces you to see an object. Normally, it's all about me and my mind. I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. Suppose I have a fight with my friend or my spouse or something, and I say, oh, I'm feeling so hurt, I'm so this. I'm not even giving one thought to that other person. What is the other person going through? Right? So, qualities of the object, I start taking more cognizance of.
Okay, so basically this theory can help me to negate what's in my head about the world.
Not negate it, to take cognition of the fact that there are qualities there. Like some few days ago, somebody told me, oh, you must always be trusting. Okay, so as I said, I don't trust people who XYZ something. So he told me, no, how can you say that? Somebody like you should always trust everybody. No, I can't always trust everybody because there are qualities of the object. This person may or may not be trustworthy. I trust everybody. What do you mean I trust everybody though? How, Marufit? So everything becomes about me. What is my opinion? Never mind what your opinion is, see the ground reality here. So we have to, we take cognizance of an object. Otherwise, very often, if in Vedanta students, they say, how should I behave? Should I get angry? Should I shout? Should I this? It's almost divorced from who am I talking to? Like I'm not even taking cognizance of the existence of the other person.
Okay, so knowing the qualities of the object will help me to better relate to it or respond to it.
Correct.
Thank you, ma'am.
Though this is not meant for that. And just since you asked, I am saying that. Yes, Taran.
Yeah, Janki, sorry for the delay. So we talked about that Vedanta doesn't, or I would say Vedanta gives the freedom to perceive whatever way the individual likes, right? That is fine. But as per your understanding so far, does Vedanta classifies those perceptions, or like this is a closer perception or the least distorted perception? Does it hierarchically, can we say that the freedom of perception is fine, that is okay, but what is the closest perception which a human mind can go?
It's a very interesting question because the answer to it has got nothing to do with perception. It's got to do with love.
Sorry, your voice broke for me. Sorry, what was that?
I said it's an interesting question because the answer to that question has got nothing to do with perception. It is to do with love. The more you see universal oneness, the closer you are. Now, what you call your God or you don't call your God is immaterial.
Excellent answer. Yeah, I love it. I love this answer. Yeah, got it. Thank you. Thank you.
Just one question, Janki. Sorry, I missed the last two classes. So on the Vedantic theory of perception, when that description of the object and the quality of the object is being given, the sentence is that what lies beneath is not zero, not nothing, but the changeless reality. The quality is the structure of the flower or whatever. So, I mean, for somebody who is, let's say, a realist, if I take away the table, there is no table, no? How can you say that there is a changeless reality beyond the table?
We cannot tell a realist that because his theory is only that there is nothing. So, what are you going to say to him? We can illustrate what we mean. We cannot say this to him. What we mean is when you take away a wave, the ocean is still there. That's what we mean. Now, can you establish this? No, of course not. Because, see, this is the whole problem of philosophical debate, is that people have a view, you have taken the view of realism, and now you're arguing. That means your conclusion is already made. Philosophical debate has to be when your conclusion hasn't yet been made. And that is the discomfort of philosophy, that you still don't have a conclusion. And we are not able to stay with that discomfort, therefore we want a conclusion. No. So therefore it's realism. Therefore it's Vedanta. Therefore it's idealism. No, you have to stay with the discomfort because the fact is you don't know.
No, but if you take that line of argument, even the Vedantic theory of perception is also coming with the conclusion that there is a changeless reality.
Yes. And you don't know this. You have to know that you don't know this. You're not becoming a addict to the idea. You don't know it. Your Vedantic journey is meant to find out whether this is true or not. You don't know this. And if you don't know it, what are you making an assertion for? It's falsehood, right? So your Vedantic journey is not about gaining new beliefs. The Vedantic journey is about identifying that I have beliefs on things that I ought not to have beliefs on. I do not have evidence for it. And I will know this only on this thing called realization. What is realization? That you've been told. Now you have to walk over there and look yourself. Hai ki nahi hai, bhaiya? You can't sit here and say, I will have a conclusion. No, you won't. Ramatirtha gives that story, that there is a river. You know that story, famous story of Ramatirtha. The river, there's water coming down a mountain. So the villagers are all discussing how is this happening? So one villager says there's a giant sitting there and it's a sweat. And the sweat is pouring down. One villager says that a man is making water there. So that's his water flowing. All sorts of things, very reasonable, because they fit our understanding of things. And one person says, no, the water is coming from the rocks. And the others say, matter what water coming from the rocks? How can water come from the rocks? Rocks is solid. Water is liquid. How can rocks give you water? I don't know how rocks can give water, but the water is coming from the rocks. If you don't believe me, come with me and look. But that's how, how Gangotri is, right? Water is coming out from the rocks. So come with me and look. Look for yourself. That is Vedanta stuff. So some people say, no, I'm not going to look. I just believe you. That is not correct. You have to go and look yourself.
I was actually coming from there. So is Vedantic theory not saying that you have to have that faith that there is some underlying reality? Then only your perception of the Vedantic theory of perception holds correct.
Telling you that the stages of the past have come to this conclusion. This is the methodology you can apply to find whether this conclusion is true or false. I'm sorry, I can't help it. I mean, I'm not telling you my views.
Yeah.
This is what Vedanta stance is. Ab main kya karu? You have
Yeah.
to realize. If you have not realized, you will not know the truth. That is its stance.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
It's so sad you have to say thank you. कुछ आंसर तो मिलता नहीं है फिर भी thank you तो बोलना ही पड़ता है. Sorry, but I can't help it. I am bound to tell you, not come here to listen to my views. You have come to listen to Vedanta, so I have to tell you what Vedanta says. कुछ पता नहीं चलने वाला. First you purify yourself. First you become crystal clear. When you become crystal clear, you will see. When the glass has got nothing on it, you will see through. All our job in life is, as a Vedanta student, is just purify my heart and clarify my intellect. I understand this. I understand that I cannot be selfish. I understand that I cannot be self-centered. I understand this. This is what I am to do. And I must focus my attention so that my intellect is clear. This I understand, this I can do. That's it. My responsibility ends. Subsequently, what will I know? I can't tell from here. See, a school student enters KG class and he says, okay, by going to school, what will I learn? So you will learn, you will eventually become a graduate. So what will I know as a graduate? Now, this KG class student cannot be to answer, this question cannot be answered. He has nothing to do. Finish KG, go to pre-primary, go to first, go to second, go to third. Then you will know what graduation has to say, if anything. You may at the end of the journey find, yes, ab kiya aur kuch nahi mila. That is also possible. Okay. All right. Taran, very quickly.
Yeah, just I will make it quick, right? So the basis that we have been talking so far has been in previous classes also that the subtle can't impact the gross can't affect the subtle, right? And
You can't impact gross. Of course, subtle can impact gross.
okay, the gross cannot impact the subtle. Okay. So now this is one kind of belief. The other belief is there is an underlying reality that is Brahman, which is the same for gross as well as subtle. So in that sense, the gross has a channel to impact the subtle also.
No. There's no channel created
Now,
out of
is this
almost like you're going towards Reiki. Because Brahman exists, I can do this. No, you can't.
So is this a belief or we need to test it?
Everything needs to be tested.
So have you tested it that the gross cannot impact subtle?
Have you tested it means it's not like a laboratory experiment we have to do. You have to understand it through logic. If I put you in jail, the bars of the jail will hold your body. Your mind is free to go wherever it wants.
Yeah, but if I am in a temple, my mind will go in a different direction.
Not necessarily.
If I go, no, that is a different story. Not necessarily that. As Vedanta says, I am free to think of Brahman in any way I want. Similarly, this should be there, right? So
Achha, wait, you're going to drag this long. Next time we will have only Q&A maybe on this chapter. We'll do summary and Q&A. So we'll take up all the questions there because I can see one more hand is raised. This way
Okay.
we
Okay.
have a
Fair
few.
enough. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
All questions. Narendra Singh Negi, we will take yours also next time. Since class is over, we'll do summary as well as questions next time. Now there is an announcement for you, apparently. Is anyone making an announcement or we are done?
Yes, Hari Om. We have a Yajna beginning from 26th to 30th of November. That is not this, but next week onwards. And inviting everyone to join us. It is happening in Mumbai. And it is, I think Jankiji's Yajna is happening after the longest time ever. So it will be nice to have a lot of volunteers and participation. All are welcome to join this. And please get in touch with me, Bharat, or any of us, any one of us. You can do anything from back end also. It will be great. So yes, that's all for now.
Okay,
Hari
great.
Om.
I hope you'll all come and we can meet. All those in Pune also, maybe you'll have a place, you all can come. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Janki.
Hariom.